In 1513, Niccolo Machiavelli wrote about kings, fear, control, and power, but he accidentally described the modern financial system with terrifying precision, because the real kingdom of the 21st century is not land, it is capital, and you are not the prince. You are the citizen the system needs to control. The system learned something ancient. A distracted population consumes more. An emotional population obeys faster. An insecure population spends endlessly trying to feel valuable. Machiavelli once wrote that it is safer to be feared than loved when one cannot be both. Modern corporations improved the formula. They discovered something even more profitable. If people love the system, they will never question it. So the machine taught you to love brands, love status, love luxury, love appearances, love the illusion that spending is self-worth. And slowly, without noticing, you began paying invisible taxes, not government taxes, psychological taxes. Every purchase made to impress someone is a transfer of power away from your future self. Every emotional purchase is a confession of weakness. The system knows how to monetize. The luxury watch was never about time. The expensive car was never about transportation. The designer logo was never about quality. It was about signaling, and signaling is expensive. The financial system survives because millions of people voluntarily bankrupt themselves, trying to appear successful to other broke people. Machiavelli understood human nature before psychology even existed. He knew that people desperate for approval are the easiest to manipulate. Today, social media industrialized that manipulation. Your phone became a portable insecurity machine. Every scroll is engineered comparison. Every advertisement is targeted emotional warfare. Every notification is a carefully calculated interruption designed to weaken impulse control. The system does not need chains. It only needs your attention, because attention eventually becomes spending. Think carefully about how modern marketing operates. Limited stock. Only today. Last chance. Everyone already has it. This is not advertising. This is engineered urgency. Your brain evolved for survival in environments of scarcity. For thousands of years, humans who reacted quickly to scarcity survived longer. The fear of missing opportunities became biologically embedded into your nervous system. Modern corporations simply hijacked the mechanism. Now artificial scarcity triggers the same ancient survival response once used to find food, shelter, and protection. A countdown timer on an online store activates the same primitive circuitry your ancestors used during famine. And most people never notice. They call it shopping, but neurologically it is closer to reflexive behavior. Machiavelli warned that emotional reactions make populations predictable. Predictable people are controllable people. The cold and calculated man understands this. He delays reaction. He studies his impulses before obeying them. While everyone else rushes to consume, he pauses. That pause changes everything, because wealth is often hidden inside the space between stimulus and reaction. The average person sees money emotionally. The calculated person sees money strategically. One asks, "How will this make me feel today?" The other asks, "How will this affect my position 5 years from now?" That difference creates financial classes. Most people optimize for appearance. Calculated people optimize for leverage, and leverage is invisible in the beginning. Nobody applauds the man quietly building assets. Nobody notices the person reducing unnecessary expenses. Nobody celebrates discipline in real time. But 10 years later, the results become impossible to hide. Machiavelli wrote for rulers, not citizens. That matters, because every psychological mechanism described in The Prince can operate in two directions. The system uses psychology against you, or you learn to use psychology against the system. This is where the script changes. Most people wait for motivation before changing behavior, but motivation is unstable. Emotion fluctuates constantly. Calculated people rely on systems instead. A system does not care about mood. A system continues operating even when emotion disappears. That is why discipline outperforms inspiration financially. The rich are not always smarter. Often they are simply less emotional with money. Coldness is misunderstood. Being cold does not mean being cruel. It means removing unnecessary emotion from important decisions, especially financial ones. The system trains you to consume emotionally because emotional consumers are profitable consumers. Fear sells. Insecurity sells. Impulse sells. Calm people are difficult to monetize. A calm mind questions urgency. A calm mind analyzes incentives. A calm mind notices manipulation. That is dangerous for the system, so modern life keeps people overstimulated. Constant entertainment, constant outrage, constant comparison, constant noise. Noise prevents calculation, and calculation creates independence. The most financially dangerous person in society is not the richest man. It is the man who no longer needs validation. Because once social approval loses control over you, consumption patterns change completely. You stop buying symbols. You start buying assets. You stop purchasing emotional relief. You start purchasing future freedom. Most people spend money trying to escape discomfort temporarily. Calculated people tolerate temporary discomfort to escape financial dependence permanently. That is the difference. One sacrifices the future for the present. The other sacrifices the present for the future. And the future always rewards the second man disproportionately. The system survives because patience became rare. Everything around you is designed to accelerate impulsiveness. Fast food, fast entertainment, fast dopamine, fast delivery, fast spending. But wealth compounds slowly, which means the emotional architecture required for wealth is completely opposite to modern culture. Modern culture rewards visibility. Wealth rewards invisibility. Modern culture rewards consumption. Wealth rewards restraint. Modern culture rewards immediate gratification. Wealth rewards delayed gratification. So the man seeking financial power must psychologically separate himself from the crowd. Not publicly, silently, because silence is strategic. The loudest people in the room are usually compensating for weakness. Real leverage rarely announces itself early. Machiavelli understood appearances better than almost anyone in history. He knew power often hides itself until the perfect moment. The same principle applies financially. You do not need to look rich. You need to become financially untouchable. And those are completely different goals. The Block 2. Niccolo Machiavelli introduced two concepts that explain almost every financial outcome in modern society: virtù and fortuna. Most people misunderstand both. Fortuna is chaos, luck, markets, inflation, economic collapse, unexpected opportunity, unexpected disaster. Fortuna is the unpredictable force that can suddenly elevate or destroy ordinary people. Machiavelli believed fortuna controlled roughly half of human life. But the tragedy is this: most people voluntarily surrender the other half too. They spend years obsessing over things they cannot control. Interest rates, politics, recessions, the market cycle, predictions, headlines. Meanwhile, they completely ignore the areas where real power exists: their habits, their discipline, their attention, their savings rate, their skill development, their emotional control. Virtù was Machiavelli's word for decisive capability under pressure. Not morality, not kindness, not optimism. Execution, the ability to remain stable while others panic. The ability to act strategically during uncertainty. The ability to maintain structure while chaos destroys weaker minds. This is why financial crises create new wealthy classes every generation. Most people collapse emotionally during uncertainty. Calculated individuals adapt. While crowds panic sell, they accumulate. While others complain, they reposition. While average people freeze in fear, they continue building systems. Fortuna can damage a portfolio, but it cannot destroy disciplined behavior. And behavior is where real wealth originates. The average person believes money is primarily mathematical. It is not. Money is psychological. Two people can earn the same income and live completely different financial realities. One builds freedom, the other builds debt. One purchases assets, the other purchases identity. One uses money strategically, the other uses money emotionally. The outcome diverges over decades until they appear to belong to different worlds entirely. Machiavelli warned rulers never to rely heavily on mercenaries, because mercenaries fight only while conditions remain favorable. The moment difficulty appears, loyalty disappears. Modern financial systems operate exactly the same way. You were trained to remain loyal to institutions that are never loyal to you. Banks raise fees without hesitation. Corporations cut employees during crises. Credit card companies profit directly from impulsiveness and financial instability. Yet millions of people still treat these systems as trusted allies. That is one of the greatest invisible wealth transfers in modern history. The calculated man understands something critical. Institutions are tools, not family. Useful when necessary, replaceable when better options appear. Blind loyalty is expensive. Every financial agreement must be evaluated strategically, never emotionally. Because emotional attachment clouds negotiation, and negotiation determines financial survival more often than intelligence does. Most people accept terrible financial arrangements simply because they fear confrontation or uncertainty. Machiavelli would consider that weakness exploitable, and the system absolutely exploits it. Subscription models exploit forgetfulness. Loans exploit impatience. Luxury industries exploit insecurity. Advertising exploits comparison. Consumer culture exploits loneliness. The modern economy is deeply dependent on emotional instability. That is why emotional discipline becomes economic power. The calmer you become internally, the harder you are to manipulate externally. This is why silence matters financially. Silence creates observation. Observation creates awareness. Awareness creates control. People trapped in constant stimulation rarely analyze their own behavior deeply enough to change it. They simply react. Wake up! Consume content. Consume products. Consume distractions. Repeat. Years disappear like this, and eventually they realize they traded decades of earning power for temporary emotional comfort. Machiavelli also described two kinds of rulers: those who build power through their own capability, and those who inherit power through luck, connections, or favorable circumstances. The second category rises faster, but collapses faster too. The same principle applies to wealth. Money built through discipline is resilient. Money built through luck is fragile. If someone inherits wealth without inheriting discipline, the money usually disappears within generations. But a person who masters financial behavior can rebuild repeatedly even after loss, because systems outlive circumstances. The protocol itself is simple. Spend less than you produce. Invest the difference into assets that function without your constant labor. Remove social approval expenses from your life. Treat financial decisions strategically rather than emotionally. Protect your attention aggressively. Develop skills continuously. Remain adaptable during chaos. Simple does not mean easy, because modern society constantly pressures you toward the opposite behavior. Consume more, show more, flex more, borrow more, impress more. The crowd is trained to confuse appearance with power, but appearance is rented. Real power is owned. The truly calculated individual understands that freedom is the highest luxury on earth. Freedom to reject bad opportunities, freedom to avoid dependence, freedom to remain calm during economic pressure, freedom to move without desperation. And desperation is visible. Machiavelli knew desperate rulers make reckless decisions. The same applies financially. People in financial desperation accept humiliating salaries, toxic environments, terrible deals, predatory debt, and endless stress because survival removes strategic thinking. That is why accumulating financial reserves changes psychology itself. Savings are not just money. Savings are emotional stability, negotiation power, time, options, distance from fear. The man with reserves thinks differently from the man living paycheck to paycheck. One negotiates calmly, the other reacts urgently. Urgency weakens leverage. That is why the system constantly encourages endless consumption. Because financially insecure people are easier to control. Debt creates obedience, and obedience is profitable. So the final lesson from the prince is brutally simple. The future belongs to the emotionally disciplined, not the loudest, not the flashiest, not the most admired online. The coldest minds often build the strongest financial empires because they refuse to sacrifice long-term power for short-term emotional relief. The system was designed to make you consume. Now you understand how it works. The question is whether you are disciplined enough to stop playing the role it assigned to you. So if you're one of the few who refuses to stay controlled by the system, subscribe to Power by Silence. Because here we do not chase motivation. We build psychological advantage. And if this video changed the way you see money, leave a comment with one word: calculated. Not for the algorithm, for yourself. To mark the moment you stopped thinking like the crowd and started thinking like the prince.